Welcome back, Dolly.
Dolly said hello, or she was hungry.
Dolly, good morning, girl.
Hey, girl. What are you doing?
Welcome back to the Farmer Hunt YouTube channel. We've done a couple of videos here about hay, different ways of feeding hay. Today we're going to take you along just to show you how we feed our hay. As
we have gained more and more rental pastures around, we have had to get a little more efficient in the feeding process. Used to, starting out, we would throw a bale of hay on the back of the truck and run it to a pasture and drop it off, and that doesn't quite work anymore. As you gain more pastures and they're farther from our main farm here, we have to put more hay out at one time. So we'll kind of show you what we have started doing, feeding with the tractor, taking it along with us as well, and it just works for us. Each of you had to figure out what works for you, and this works for us.
It only rained about 3 inches last night, so shouldn't be too muddy.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Used to, you're renting a pasture and you drive out in someone else's pasture, and you hate to make ruts in someone else's pasture. So you still do some with the tractor, but you just don't, you're not out there rooster tailing with a truck.
That's what a farmer's yard looks like this time of year. This is a part of the yard where we keep tractors, equipment, hay. My wife loves this little section.
Community Bank today.
Fired up the Ford and let it run a little bit. It's actually a pretty nice day in Alabama for late January. Sometimes you get those bales that just don't want to come off the spear. Barely fits.
I get it. One hand chaining.
Yeah, it's not easy to do.
Didn't they write a song about that?
One-handed chaining?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
I think it has a rap song.
Good old Alabama mud.
Do a little taste test of it. Smells like, I don't know what that smells like. That smells like grain. We feed 5 at a time when we go to, we'll show you the process of what we do, but in the olden days we put one on a truck, drove it 5 miles one way, and that's just the best we can do, so it saves a lot of time.
So here's our first pasture to feed. A lot of times we can pull out there and unload the hay. With all the rain we got last night, we're just staying on the driveway. We'll drive it out with the tractor. We'll throw 2 bales out in this pasture here. We've got 11 mama cows. Yeah, I believe there's 11 mama cows in this pasture. These on average, as long as it's not too awful cold, we usually feed all these probably twice a week. Get a couple more warm days, it'll slow them down. This is the first year in a long time though we haven't put out ryegrass. A lot of times we'll put ryegrass out in the fall and that helps some, but like everything else, ryegrass was pretty high this year and we had a bunch of hay, so we decided just to hold off on that.
I'll hold this if you'll do the work.
You got that?
Yeah.
Usually we want them to clean up all the hay before we feed them again. We had a lot of rain last night, as you can see. But there's a lot more coming in tonight and on into tomorrow. So we decided we would go ahead and just get everything fed while we have some sunshine, rather than fight the rain tomorrow. Pasture number 2. The girls are coming to see what we're up to. Here we are at pasture number 3, and we got a calf out. He's still fenced in because there's a whole nother fence and a gate up at the road. One bad thing about calves about this size, 150 pounds. They find a little loose spot in the barbed wire, and they'll just go right through it.
That's a hunt.
Why is it a hunt?
Always causing trouble.
Fair enough.
Isn't it funny how they get out so easily, but then they act like there's no way back in?
Yeah.
I think that's his go-to spot.
Yeah. Yeah. He'd quit doing that if you'd fix the fence.
The fence is fixed.
It's a joke.
It's like when you get one that starts doing that, the only way to stop it is to get them out.
At least he's not in the road. So we've got one bale of our haylage left, but in this chicken house behind me, we store some dry hay in there. See if you can pull it without messing. Oh. Oh.
Such a letdown.
When chicken houses get shut down and don't ever grow chickens in them anymore, they make great hay barns.
Got enough net wrap to make Spider-Man jealous. That's not even from this trip, is it?
There's some in there from last trip.
So basically, in a nutshell, that's how we feed cows. And then we got to put a couple out here and go up the road about a quarter-mile and put a couple more out. So it cuts down a lot of time for us. We started doing this last year. My dad does a similar setup, but he has a dump truck that he hauls 5 on the back of and then pulls a bumper pull trailer with the same kind of tractor on the back, and it has really sped his feeding up. He just started that a few months back, and it works for us. I would say saves many miles, doesn't it?
Yep. Old Red over there hauled many a bales, one at a time. How about you hit us with a quick Bible verse?
One of my favorites is Proverbs 27, verses 34 and 35. It says, "Be sure you know the conditions of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds. For riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations." There's a lot of good in those 2 verses. So go check it out. Proverbs 27, 34 and 35. Hit that like, subscribe, do all the above, leave some comments, tell us what we're doing wrong. Most importantly, come back and watch the next one too.